It's 2:40. Been up for an hour and a half. Decided to get out of bed and go, and I'm gonna smoke an elk burger. So smoke it the way that I smoke burgers. They're very tender. You don't even need condiments. But I have some lettuce, a tomato, and an onion, so I'm gonna make like a Whopper. I went outside and I was like, where the fuck are my charcoals? What the fuck? So I opened another bag and I broil my charcoals to ignite them. It just gives better flavor. I do that in a cast iron skillet. There's my fucking charcoals sitting in the kitchen. Like, that is so stupid. Why? This soda tastes like fucking oil. Actually, this doesn't even have oil. It tastes oily, though. A lot of the name brand stuff has oil in it. Drink all my juice. Juice is so expensive. Like, it never used to be that expensive. And, like, this, for instance, terrible juice. 10% juice? 10%? Seriously? I always wait for Simply to go on sale because I love their fruit punch. Simply makes really decent fruit punch. And, what the hell is all over my fucking computer? Oh, right. I made some Chinese food and the bag was, like, leaking. And I cut the bag open. It splashed a little bit on it. I can never not fuck up a computer. Every single laptop I've had, I've fucked up. My first one, I don't know why. Phones, like, I'm fine with. But every laptop that I get, like, I fuck them up. I wish that was cold. I need to make some ice cubes. But my first laptop, I had one of those. I don't even know what they call them. It's one of those little poofy ball things, but it's a bunch of little rubber hairs. And I'm just sitting there, and I got a candle burning, and somehow I missed grabbing it. No idea how. And I'm just tossing it up, and then it goes right into the fucking candle. Perfectly into it. Should not have bought a pizza last night. I knew I would regret it. Regret eating a pizza. Goes right into the candle, and wax splashes all over the laptop. I spent something like 3.5 to 4 hours cleaning it with a toothpick. The laptop still works, sort of. The disk drive failed on it, but which was a bummer. Yeah, Christina would go to work, and she'd only work for like 2 to 4 hours at a time. It was just so she could make extra money. And then she would spend all that money on us dating. And I would wait for her. So I'd drive her to work. Sometimes I'd go to the pool hall. Other times I'd just bring my laptop and go to Redbox and watch movies until she got off. Or I'd just sit and play guitar outside of her restaurant that she worked at. God, I was so in love with her. When I say that I dreamed about her for every night for 8 months straight, I'm not joking. It was horrible. It's the worst thing I've ever been through. I'm still. This is 2022 that she dumped me. Like, I'm still incapable of sleeping more than 4 hours at a time. 2012, not 2022, 2012. I fucking hate numbering years. Like, you know how fucking lame it is to have to constantly remember what year it is? It just annoys the shit out of me. God, I miss her. That's why one reason why I can't sleep. Like, I actually have like PTSD from sleeping on the right side of the bed because I would always sleep on the right side of the bed with her. For some reason, she wanted to be on the left side, and I would just cuddle her all night, every night. I can still feel her body against mine. Like, we just like fit together. It was fucking awesome. She just. And then she moves. She's living in a house with like 5 different guys. Her brother, uh, this other dude, he was really cool, really nerdy and smart. They were all very intelligent. They all went to CU Boulder. And I got along with them pretty well. It's rare that I get along with anyone. They were all really nerdy. One of them was definitely in love with her. Like, it's pretty obvious. But after we broke up, she like threatened I'm gonna hook up with one of my old roommates. And like, if that's what you want to do, it's not like I have a say in the matter. Why would you flaunt that over me? Out of spite? Like, so even if I sleep, like, if I don't sleep, she was so cute. Just incredibly beautiful. I normally delete all my photos of my exes, and I kept these of her. Her eyes are just big and dark, and she was so smart. She graduated early, like 2 years early from high school. Very social. After we break up, she moves to live alone. Without all that contention, I think that the relationship maybe could have succeeded. when you're young, women tend to be very competitive. And then guys will just try to destroy your relationship. I mean, the guy that, was in love with her, he was a good guy. He didn't like me at first, obviously, but we partied together a lot. After a while, he started to lighten up because he wanted to date her. You could just tell. And I think he even admitted it to me that he had feelings for her. And I was like, I'm sorry, man, but I'm trying to make this last. like, and and I don't know. We would watch like Tony Jaa together and stuff, or play video games together for a while. When you're young like that, and growing up in such a dysfunctional family, like, just a horrible situation growing up. Almost as bad as it can get, without abuse or sexual abuse or whatever. Like, I always had to raise myself, teach myself, but I didn't know how to handle this, like, furious fucking passion that I had. I didn't know how to control it. I didn't know how to use it. I didn't, I'm just winging it, hoping for the best. And one moment just ruins your entire life. Last time I talked to her, she was considering, I'm guessing, or maybe she wanted some closure. Sometimes she would say that I act like I'm too cool for her. It was really just me trying to be calm. Like, I have a calm mentality in general, but like, I'm blown away by this girl. I remember one time waking up and just chasing her down the street to just kiss her before she went to class. Grabbing her, making her lunch and stuff. She was questioning. I go and bring her a thing, and she tells me she was going to break up with me, but you brought me a sandwich. It's because their family's kind of. The brother and I got along really well, but he had a superiority complex because he was intelligent and went to an expensive school. But at that time, I'd still just play aloof. And he was testing me too, but we always got along. Kind of miss him. Boulder. Fucking hate that town. Like, I quit going through Boulder for, oh my god, like 10 years. I couldn't drive through Boulder because of remembering everything. I hate Boulder, but it's got its beautiful areas. It's just the people there. Like, they used to have a Del Taco on the hill by the school. Really good Thai restaurant though. They had a really nice one. But I went to Del Taco one night. Sometimes when I go to parties, at least at that time, I would just like leave. People would be like, "Where the fuck did you go?" I felt like doing something. Why are you worried? I came back, and so I just left. I went to Del Taco and just bought like 5 fucking tacos. And I'm just walking back eating them. And this girl walks past me and calls me some, like, she's like, get the fuck out of our way, you ugly freak. And I'm like, looking at my taco. So I run past her and throw it in her face. Light up. It's like, you motherfucker. She starts chasing me. and, and I turned around and like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I hit the curb and fall. I'm like, ah. She's chasing me, and she's obviously drunk too. She hits the same curb and falls on her face. Smacks her face on the ground, and she gets just like, "Thank you." I'm laughing my ass off. That's what you get for calling me ugly. Oh, that's funny. Good times. Best time of my life was dating her. Come back to the house and everybody's concerned about like, where the fuck do you go? He wouldn't do that. He wouldn't just leave you. No, why don't you go get tacos? It's like, why didn't you invite me? You were doing other things. Sometimes I just leave. Like, I remember being at a party in South Dakota and I just left to go to get Burger King. And that was with Ashley, and I was obsessed with her. And I just left to go get Burger King. Like, I'll just walk off. People never really worried about me back home. They understood me. And I'm just gonna go do whatever the fuck I want to do when I want to do it. And they're like, oh, hey, you're back. What's up? I just wanted to go for a walk, enjoy the night, be drunk in the streets. What other funny stories do we have? There's so many good ones. Like I said, all those guys were really nerdy. They were they were who got me back into Halo. Um, we would play Halo online. They had a projector, so it was just like a fucking giant screen. It was huge, and it was high definition too. So that was awesome. Just hanging out downstairs with them, laying in the backyard. It rolled down into a creek, and for some reason there was an abandoned shopping cart down there. I always thought that was weird. This is like, I could probably return that, but I bet that has a story. Did it want to escape the store? It's like looking for its own place of peace and set up shop in the creek, the bottom of a hill, playing piano for her downtown. Colorado used to, they had this program where they put pianos all over the place, like downtown Denver and Boulder Walk. I remember still just playing some of my music for her. She's the only person that I've ever felt happiness driving to see her. It was like like a dream come true, you know? I thought she was going to be the mother of my children. I tried. Her mom was fucking batshit crazy. Wasn't terrible, but she was a businesswoman. She was very strong minded. And so she was very objectifying of me, but her father was a programmer, and he was really nice. Simple, humble. You know, he questioned her. She told me that that's the guy that you want to date. And he manipulated her and convinced her that our relationship wasn't worth pursuing, or maybe how to test it. Didn't really know. When you're that young, too, and you're having a consistent physical relationship, and it's satisfying, when that suddenly ends for a male, it's, especially somebody like me who's virulent, like, or was anyway. I've calmed down a lot, but so when she broke up with me, I was like, I've been delusional. I'm insane. I'm depressed. Can't sleep. So I tried dating and filling that void of lust and desire, needs. That was the wrong option. Went on a date once to my roommate at that time. He gave me these tickets to a Budweiser event or something. And Christy was underage. She had dumped me at that time. And they just had free beer. It was awesome. And it was like the only time I've ever done cocaine. Sitting outside. There's literally cops walking by. This dude's giving me a snort. Or a hit, I don't know what you call it. And so I was dating this Asian girl. I forget her name. She was pretty cool, but I just wasn't attracted to her body. But her personalities really meshed well. And we would go to, like, at that time, Denver, in the old shipping district, at 5 Points area-ish. They used to have all these art exhibits, and they're all free. And local artists would just come around and stuff. Very dangerous area of town. But also they had all these art exhibits, and we would go to those. That's when I dated her. I don't even remember her name. Philanthropy. Her name. She had a weird name. I think her last name was Philanthropy. Cat Philanthropy. That was her name. Yeah. Sweet girl. But I ditched her at the Budweiser event. I got so drunk drinking Budweiser, and it was really good, actually, too. Like, normal Budweiser doesn't taste good. This tasted like craft beer. It was fucking delicious. So it was all free. So I got so fucking wasted. I'm dancing. And, like, I used to have some good moves. Like, you know, I used to be able to dance pretty well. And just, I can just dancing my ass off. High on cocaine, drunk. And, I'm like, I gotta call Christy. Can you come pick me up? She was so mad at me. and just yelled at me for like 2 hours straight. And she drove all the way from Boulder to downtown Denver to pick me up and take me home. I ditched Kat. I just left. I felt really bad about that. But then also, she. I can't believe she came all that way just to drive me home. And I think it was a test, is what it was. Breaking up with me, seeing what I would do. How big of a fool I was to not recognize that. But I'll never forget dancing for that at that event. That was so much fun. What is in my mouth? I used to be able to dance pretty well. I had my own moves. Actually, there are some people that I invented a dance, and you can see it online of other people doing it. I forget what it's called. It's like this like kicking thing that you do. It's sort of like a crip walk, blood walk, and the Charleston. I amalgamated them and I made that dance. Way too strong. Problem with being fat is that it activates your gag reflex. I think it's settling now. CO2. Come on. It's the ridiculous amount of viscosity. Anyway. 3 weeks. Can Can I have some fucking peace, stomach? My God. I need to do some ab workouts. My leg pops when I do them. I used to do 100 sit-ups a day and 240 ab reps. P90X. I had a very strong core for a long time, but I let myself go after Bellarmine. I just got so depressed. Anyway, 3 weeks, come on, Fadus. 3 weeks after, this fucking thing is annoying. 3 weeks after I moved to Lakewood from Aurora, that's when the theater shooting happened from James Holmes. Christy and I would frequent that theater, and I pretty much saved her life, essentially. I'm on. Hate this thing. Too lazy to get rid of it. Anyway, I made other videos about this. I got hair everywhere. And, so I moved to Lakewood. And the night of the shooting, she wanted to go back to Aurora because we would frequent that theater in the mall there. It was affordable, it was a good price, and it was humble and small. You know, there's something romantic about small theaters. I don't know what it is. It only had like 6 screens. Or has. I don't know if it's open still. I haven't been to Aurora in many years. And so, like, pretty much once a week, we would go on a date to that theater. You know, I'd buy the tickets, she'd buy the food, or whatever type thing. I always believed in 50-50. And then you learn how to give and take from each other. Because a woman gives her body to a man to produce his offspring, and a man gives his life to support her. And so you start off a relationship on even grounds. This ideal that used to exist in society, that men and women were equal, but they still had gender profiling and roles. You know, there's still people that believe in it, but everybody's a fucking retard now. And like, so she wants to go to Batman on that night, that exact night. They only have a few theaters, so we would have been in that theater. But I told her no. The gas would cost us around $6 there and back. And then the tickets, I think, were each $10 at that time. And so, you know, it's $26. Why don't we just have a date night? I want to cook for you. Otherwise, we would have been there if I hadn't moved. The reason I moved was because I got that apartment in Aurora for a girl that I knew, that was Ashley's best friend from South Dakota, that I had been talking to since middle school. And she had a beautiful singing voice, and at that time, you know, I'm very into playing music, and I wanted her to come and maybe we could write music together. And she said, at that time she didn't really enjoy South Dakota anymore. So I was like, well, why don't you just try coming here? We've known each other a long time. But she only stayed with me for a month. Fucking bitch. However, if she had stayed, I would have released that apartment and been dating Christy and been at the theater. Isn't it funny how things like that work? Like, a piece of shit saved my life somehow. I can't believe she did what she did to me. She's like, you're a great friend, but you're terrible to live with. It was really just, what is going on in my hair? There's no airflow in here. Look at this. The static up here is unbelievable. What the fuck? I wonder if it isn't the light. It's very black, I can't see. Well, you can't even see it because there's no light. Could be the light. Gonna keep doing it. Yeah, see, look. Look at that. That's not wind. Otherwise, the other hairs would be moving. Isn't that weird? What the fuck? I wonder if that's how Nikola Tesla figured out his wireless energy transmission. Anyway, where was I? I remember being at Christy's house when her parents left, and they left us to drink beer and just enjoy time together. Sort of like a date night. And I wanted, have sex with her in her bed that she grew up in. It is the weirdest bed that you can imagine. It was fucking weird. She starts crying halfway through. And I was just like, okay. What's wrong? I'm sorry. I thought this, it had meaning. I thought it had meaning, like I forget, it'd be like sort of stealing the innocence of a young girl and turning them into a woman type of thing. And what else did we do? We did so much stuff together. I was dropping classes. I would just skip school and I was like, "Are you free?" I didn't need to go to school. I was going to business school because I was going to pursue working at Gibson or starting my own business. But I already knew how to do business. I already know accounting. Like, I'm not stupid. It was so easy for me. And all I did was spend most of my days just playing billiards, kicking everybody's ass. Except for one guy that just was an equal military guy. He was an old I think he was like a Navy SEAL or something. He was learning prerequisites because Red Rocks you could take prerequisites, and it was like a third of the price of what it would cost to go to Colorado mines. And he was awesome. Big motherfucker. This guy was huge. He loved playing me. And I loved playing him. Like, if he made a mistake, he would run the table. If he made a mistake, if ever he made a mistake, basically you had to run the table. You couldn't beat him otherwise. One of the best pool players I've ever seen. What else did we do? Besides the standard, like, boyfriend, girlfriend stuff, walking downtown, putting flowers in her hair. I would braid her hair. I learned every single braid. God damn. I learned every single braid. And I would braid her hair for her. She liked it. God, she was beautiful with braids. Especially fishtail braids. Those are the hardest ones. I learned all sorts of them. It's been... What fucking year is it? 2026? 15 years? It's been 15 years. I'm still just thinking like I'm fucking 21 years old again. Drives me nuts. I was able to drink myself into a point where I couldn't remember my past. And that was a handle of Everclear every 24 hours for 3 months straight. Fucking advertisers. There's so many fond memories. New Year's. She didn't ask for a kiss at midnight, so I just ran up and grabbed her. I was like, why didn't you ask me? I am taking your lips. People say it's better to have loved and lost than never to have at all. That's not true. What's a fucking ever? It's absolutely horrible. You you're in constant pain ever since you lose it. Ever after you lose it. You don't stop thinking about it. There's moments of silence in your mind, but it just pretends to give you peace. And then it comes back again, again, again. So for the rest of my life, I'm probably destined to regret, to feel pain, to feel loss, suffer from emotions I thought were valuable. I remember one night I was questioning the relationship. Uh, so I left the party and I'm driving down the highway. At this time, I sped everywhere. I went so fast. I'm in a 2002 Mini Cooper, and I could drive that car like you wouldn't believe. And I'm just hauling ass. And on the radio comes Queen. What's that song? Let's give ourselves one more chance. Give love one more chance. Give love, give love, give love. That comes on. I just slam on my brakes, turn around, and I'm like, I used to have this 50-cent piece. It was a bicentennial 50-cent piece. They're pretty rare. I don't know where it's gone, but I would use this for making choices. I flip it. And it didn't matter what it landed on, because I knew I was going back anyway. But it landed on heads. And I went back. Because I thought I had been a fool. But then I realized I was being a fool. To not take that chance because of Queen. I think I'm gonna listen to that song. What the fuck is the name of that song? Under Pressure, yeah. David Bowie. Huh? Dun 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 dun. I'm so tired of feeling like this. It's been 15 years. Walking to the grocery store, deciding what to cook together, stuff like that. We would cook together a lot. Pretty much every time we were together. Never went out to eat, hardly at all. I wanted to cook with her. First time I met her parents, they had us peel shrimp and devein them. I never grew up eating shrimp. Shit was expensive. Her father was pretty wealthy. He made $150,000 a year, like that. Like, he was a programmer, so they were well off and well to do. God, I miss watching her walk around naked. I just loved her hips, her butt, everything about her. Her entire body was just like Achilles in the sunshine, like, like when he's fighting Hector. She was just so formidable to my love. First time we ever kissed was our first date. So we met on OkCupid back when it was real and people weren't afraid of being murdered. And you could just message people like Facebook used to let me. And Facebook does. They banned me from messaging on Facebook. shithead. Anyway, we go to The Thing. I think that this stereotype of the first date being a cheesy horror movie, which The Thing is actually one of my favorite horrors, actually. I love that fucking movie. Or I should say I fucking love that movie. Right? And we're sitting in the theater and they cook one of the things and it looks so crispy. I'm like, I wonder what that tastes like. Just bursts out laughing. We go to leave, and I tell her that I knew I had you the moment I made you laugh. So we went to the skate park because we walked. We parked at the park, and then we walked to the theater, and just we just talked the whole time. And we sat in the skate park and just talked for like 2 hours. And we decided to leave. And, you know, she's got school in the morning and whatnot. She grabs me and kisses me. One of the few women to ever do that. Actually, there's only 2 women who have done that. There's another one that wanted me to grab her, but I've never been like that. I was raised differently, or I am different. I don't fucking know. I know you should never ask a woman if you can kiss her, but anyway. Every time I've ever been with a woman that I have a good time like that with, because, like, we could have just hooked up, I always tell them no. It makes them want you more, and they think about you after. And, always deny. Aubrey Plaza. Deny, deny, deny. What are you denying? I'm surprised this isn't smoking more. I was wondering why it wasn't getting smoky. I was cooking briquettes, but I guess I accidentally, or maybe it triggered some thing in the oven. I don't know. Yeah. Triggered a relay or shut itself off or... Anyway, so that was like one of the best moments of my entire life. Was that first kiss. I remember when I saw her walk out her home. Like I didn't believe that this girl was real. This is an online dating site. Like, she walks out, and I'm just like, be cool, be cool, be cool. Do not fuck this up. What a fun date. Guys, that was amazing. Probably the best date I've ever had, honestly. People love instilling doubt in relationships. You should never. And I've learned now. One, never meet their friends. Stay the fuck away from them. Friends are the worst thing for your relationship. Because friendships separate anyway. There's no reason to meet their fucking friends. It's very rare that they last. Friendships don't fucking last. And when you have a family, you're ever less likely to keep in touch anyway. Once you have a marriage, once you have children, that's your life. Stay the fuck away from their friends. Do not fucking talk to them whatsoever. Have no respect for them. Just get the fuck away from them. This is your relationship. That's her friendship. Okay? Fluctuate on that. Another thing. Never meet the fucking parents. Only meet the parents when you are going to decide to propose. That way, the parents can't instill deception and deceit and like undermine and underroot your fucking relationship, because they will do that. They're horrible. I've only known a few parents that were decent and respectable. Her father is one. I respect him. He was a good guy. Her mother, fuck you. Laura's parents, awesome people. I love those people. They are so much fun. They're fucking wild. They're just the weirdest, craziest people I've ever known. I love them. I miss not being able to see them, but it's what it is. You know, Laura got married. She had kids. I took her virginity, so obviously we should not communicate anymore. She was in love with me, so obviously that's why. I cared about her so much. I saw so many guys take advantage of younger girls and just leave. They would date 2, 3, 4 grades below them. And there were some amazing girls, like middle school girls that, like, as they've grown, we had really high quality women. And, we would have meshed, but it's frowned upon bonding with younger women properly. So I stayed away from them. I never dated younger girls. I only dated women that were either in my class or older. Do you know how limiting that is? Like, how sadistic society is to think that you have, like, these probabilities that you can manufacture? It's ridiculous. But also, they didn't want to see young girls taken advantage of, because they had other kids that were older from older classes that would just abuse all the women and then leave. Like, my second grade crush, third grade actually, when she moved here, Shayla, uh, I was just obsessed with her. She had the biggest fucking nose, that like Egyptian eyes, awesome. And she, what was my train of thought? Oh, right. So she uh she was abandoned by someone, another friend named Daniel, and he was fucking her for some reason, as if he deserved to. I'd like to beat the shit out of him. And he was the guitar player for my first band. But I'd love to kick the fucking crap out of him. Anyway, so he just leaves. He dates her all the way until just using her, for sex. Leaves. Shayla fell into drugs. She almost died. She tried to kill herself. Emotionally distraught. And, yeah, I would love to beat the fucking hell out of him. I might go find him one day and just hit him really fucking hard in the face for what he did. So I never did that. I saw it many times. Another girl, Abby, really cool girl, beautiful, striking. She was so like like natural. She didn't wear like a lot of makeup, and she had this smell of pheromone that is intoxicating when you're around a woman like that. But she hinted, but I had to dissuade her. But we we would have so much fun in weight like we took weightlifting together, weight training or whatever it was called. And she had a false tooth. she had like this weird thing, and she would fuck with me with it. And she'd be like, pop it in and out. It's the funniest thing. She was so beautiful though, and yeah, she's an awesome person. I never took advantage of her. I think that she deserved to have some guy treat her properly. Like, sex is overrated. It is completely overrated. She emphasized, like, I could have her if I wanted. And I wanted. Of course I did. Obviously, she's fucking gorgeous. But I have rules. I never date for lust or beauty. Ironically, or minds did have a lot in common. Or at least, we got along quite well. But I don't like naivety in women either. And when you date older men, it's a sign of naivety. And so I never date younger women. Man, this is so fucking gnarly. Well, at least it's not as painful as it was. You just gotta keep working it. That's all. Had this before. I don't know what other stories I have. Calm down. I'm horny. Sure, for the Horned Reaper. I'm done with the Dungeon Keeper, something like that. Evil strikes again. Yeah, now they're cooking. I don't know, this video is just about stories with girls. Like, mainly about Christy. If I had her here right now, we would be making a family. I would not stop getting her pregnant. it would be relentless. But I was not worthy. What other stories do I have for last time I talked to her? She told me that she had a gun and she would shoot me. I've always wondered if maybe that was an incentive to test me again. If I was willing to die for her. I've never felt like, that about like anyone other than her and Bellarmine. Rihanna, it was easy, but Rihanna was pretending to be what she thought I wanted. She's manipulating me, her friends, her father. And so after Bellarmine, I just took my vows. There's loopholes. I denounced my pursuit of love, wealth, happiness. I searched for free will, philosophy, and optimistic possibility. I burned them into my arms. I don't even know how many times anymore. They heal once in a while, and I reburn them and take them again. Because I'm a pessimist. And so, optimistic possibility is the loophole. But no woman will ever find it. Women aren't that complicated. For one, I've lived in Colorado for 16 years. There are no single women here. Like, they're all humping their brains off. Like, there's fucking everyone, anyone. Oh, they're all sluts. You know? Plain and simple. I've never met one that was single. Other than, I think, Ashley. I knew another Ashley. But she had a weird brain surgery. She had like this tube to drain fluid from her brain, so she was really messed up, but she was unbelievably cute. A light blonde, very light, almost white, and she looked of like Belarusian descent, and she was so sweet. We would play pool together. Very petite, beautiful breasts. Just honestly, your body was perfect. Like, you couldn't ask for a finer petite woman. But she was really messed up because of her surgery. And so, like, we couldn't connect together in a cognitive way. Honestly, I don't even know if she's alive either anymore. She had some issues. She was trapped in like a wheelchair for a long time. Like a wheelchair? Who says that? Oh, people can start messages with me on Facebook, but I can't? Ridiculous. There she is. Finally found her. Like I said, I love women with large foreheads. She looked like this when I met her. Sort of Russian, Belarusian. This fucking computer can work. Very cute. Gosh, she was cute. And sweet. Perfect body. And when I mean that, I mean like perfect. Like very soft and quiet. I remember one time she would come and play pool with me for some reason. Maybe obviously she liked me because we spent a lot of time in a bed together. But she lived with a very strict family, so it was all secret. And she brought me a piece of cake. Like at the den, sometimes they would have cake, free cake. She just I don't know, had this idea. I'm gonna go give him some cake. She brings it back. I'm like, okay, thank you. That's when I decided to pursue dating her. But we didn't connect on an intellectual level. I have to have an intellectual woman. I can't just have a woman that brings me things. Oh man, the way she tasted. There's only 3 women that I've ever been with. And when you taste them, it's just addicting. Like a Coca-Cola commercial or something, you know? Like sometimes she was so natural and she just had all the right chemistry. But it's nice to see her again. She looks younger than she was. God, miss, being with her too. But she was just a simple, sweet, soft, humble girl. It's not my type. I tried to show her a good time. I showed her many good times. She's the one that, when I was driving on highway or Interstate I-25, I am going like 90 fucking miles an hour. There's these 2 BMWs driving side by side, like they're talking or something. Right through the middle of them. She's like, never forget that look on her face. I'm like, watch this. And it's always fun to show a girl a good time, especially when they're innocent like that, you know? And you always should. If you can do it, show her a good time. I was so capable behind the wheel. I still am, but I'm not as, I've slowed down slightly. And I don't speed anymore. I don't find the thrill in it that I used to. I don't have the anger anymore. This need to just risk my life on every Apex type of thing. That's the way it used to be. I drove so furiously. And I was formidable. Now, like, as you age, encountering a female isn't the same as it used to be. It's completely different. I don't even know how to adapt to it. Even if I didn't, even if I didn't like have this, I don't even know how to embrace a woman. Like, how do you compensate for all that lost time and all that lost emotion? I didn't get to grow with them and become mature with them.